Hello and welcome to Ted's Baseball Vlogs, and today I'm going to be talking about going over the two videos that Zack Hample did about his experience at Coors Field with the Ushers and Security. Just to let you know, I'm not here to take a crap on Zack Hample. I'm here to take a crap on the Coors Field Security or the Ushers, and I'm just here to show you my thoughts about this incident. Besides, Zack Hample got me into baseball again. Actually started going to more stadiums. Before I ran into Zack Hample, I had not got a ball, and after watching him, I got inspired to do ball hawking during batting practice, and I've caught about 51 baseballs in my life. Not home runs like him, and I don't don't go crazy like him and jump around seats and move around seats like him. I'd probably get hurt. And that's probably one of the reasons why security kind of got after him. They don't want him to get hurt. They don't want to be liable for any injuries. So it's pretty much for his own safety and the safety of others. So I've been to Coors Field myself, and I can say that it was a great field, a great experience for me. I had no issues with the Ushers because I try to be conservative and try not to run around and try to catch home run balls. I pick a section, and I tend to stay in my section unless there's not a lot of people around. Maybe in the late innings I'll move around and pick a spot. But you definitely got to be careful when you're chasing home run balls. You don't want to end up like what happened to him in Philadelphia.
Belt home run, top of the third inning. I ran down the stairs for it and absolutely wiped out trying to jump over a row of seats. That ball was rattling around in the front row.
He could have gotten seriously injured, but fortunately he didn't get injured. I'm actually going to go through the first video of him at Coors Field. Okay, so I'm at the first video where he snagged a Nolan Arenado home run ball at Coors Field. I'll show you how he did that. So let me go to about 3 minutes and 40 seconds into the video. So he's going for a ball. It looks like security doesn't want him to the usher doesn't want him to move around in that section. But this is during batting practice, which I kind of don't understand. People can move around. I can move around. I usually move around during batting practice, especially when there's not a lot of people around. If there's a lot of people around, I understand it, so you don't want to bump into anybody. It's kind of ridiculous what the Ushers did, especially during batting practice. I mean, you can move around during batting practice. You can go anywhere during batting practice, but once batting practice is over, you're supposed to go to your ticketed seats. Yes, I understand that. So, and then I'm going to go to the next section, the next segments. He's actually in the back room. This will be significant later. This is where he'll snag a home run ball. He's not actually going to go onto the ramp area because he's not supposed to do that, but I'll show you what he does in the video later on.
That is as far as I'm allowed to.
Okay, so yeah, he's following the rules there and not going past that. Ticketed fans in that section in the front row are able to go down there and use the facilities. They're able to walk in that area. So that will be significant later as I go through this video. I'm actually going to go to 10 minutes 58 seconds where Albert Pujols hits a foul ball. He's going to hit a foul ball. See number 5, Albert Pujols. And Zack Hample is going to try to get that foul ball. Ticketed seat is right where that video is. And he's right over there. I'm not sure if the Ushers are just after him or if he's not supposed to do that. But, oh well. I think it's kind of ridiculous though.
There's already so much to unpack.
But there was not anybody in that area. It was like in an area with no seats. No walkway. You can walk in that area at Coors Field. And later he explains that one of the season ticket holders says that they're probably after you and not after anybody else. Okay, and then let's just go to 11:33.
By Rockies left fielder Yannick Daza.
And he talks about getting that foul ball.
Just so you know, this is their section, that's your section.
Yes, I know the usher's trying to do her job.
But
I think they're kind of after Zack Hample. I guess they hold him to a higher standard because he's in videos, and it seems like kids do what he does and want to be like him. I notice that at games when I'm in the outfield at Angel Stadium, that in between innings, a lot of the players, the center fielder will toss the ball up before the inning starts. And I know a lot of them are like hovering down towards the front area and the aisle section, in the aisle area. And I know it's probably kind of annoying to some of the ticketed fans down there. So sometimes a lot of times the ushers will come down there and say, please go back to your seats, and you have a ticket, you can't be down here. I understand that. You don't want a million kids that are not ticketed in that area hovering around a bunch of fans that are trying to enjoy the game. I get that. And I'm sure Zack Hample kind of has an influence in that. But whatever happens, I guess he can't control that part of ball hawking. Especially when he shows it on video of what he does. I think the kids want to do what he does, which is understandable. Everyone wants to get a ball at a stadium. Okay, let me just go to 1646 Nolan Arenado home run.
Here, I got to break this down because this is absolutely bizarre. Nolan Arenado unloads on this one, launches it down the line.
Okay, so he hits the home run. Zack Hample's right there. That red circle is. He goes in that area where he's allowed to go to.
Okay, so I'm slowing it way down, and you see it? I'm going to freeze it again. That's it on the canopy covering the service ramp. So again, that's me, and watch me disappear in that
And it
tunnel.
looks like the ball rolls
I'm going to show you another
up.
angle of this ball coming at us. Again, to show you
The
where it
momentum
lands.
of that ball.
You can kind of see it. You can see all these fans, especially this guy. He's like, oh, I wish I caught it. This
Of
guy
course.
runs over to look at the ball rolling up the canopy, and look where the ball went. It dropped down right there at the little space in the back. So again, the tunnel, I was gone. I took off so fast, and as Arenado was rounding the bases and his teammates were celebrating, well, let me recreate what happened, because it all
So he's
happened
gonna
too
recreate
fast
what
for my
happens.
video guy to run after
did
me.
that
So
the next
I filmed
day.
this area the following day to show you the layout and what I did. So here's my view from left field, and more specifically, that was my seat. So as soon as the ball was hit, again, you saw it in the footage, I took off running through this walkway, and you can see right here, this is the service ramp and the canopy up above. I know I'm not allowed to be on that ramp, but this tunnel right next to it is open to fans with tickets down.
Which he's right about that.
Headed through this doorway out into this concourse, turned left, and there's the top of the ramp, and the ball was bouncing, and I grabbed it standing right there. So here's another shot, the canopy, and there's a huge gate at the top of this ramp. The gate was lowered to about there at the time. So I could see the ball bouncing underneath that gate. That's where I stood to pick it up, okay? Not there, I was not on the ramp, but right there. And I wish they were footage, but
he was
look,
allowed in that area.
There's a security camera. So Rockies, what do you say? Release the video. Everyone wants to see it. Anyway, one more look at how this went down. At the very end of this video,
He doesn't show the ball because
truly bizarre.
I'll show you
And
why later.
back
If
in
you
the
haven't
seats,
watched it, I'm not going to
in
spoil
real
it for you
time,
guys.
well, Albert Pujols.
2044. Okay, now I'm at the part where Zack Hample's, after the game, he's in front of his hotel area.
In all seriousness, I gotta talk to you guys about something which is hard for me to talk about, and it might be hard for you to hear, because these videos that I do are positive. I try to keep things positive. They're supposed to be fun. Baseball is supposed to be fun. And despite the fact that I snagged a home run ball tonight, I really had a bad time at the game, and it's because of stadium security. As I mentioned earlier, I was not happy about that rule that they made up about not being able to move back and forth to different sections, despite the fact that there's a walkway there which is meant for moving around. I mean, that rule exists in 0 other stadiums, but that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, there's a walkway down there he's allowed to walk around, which I understand he can walk around in that area. But during batting practice, I mean, batting practice, you shouldn't have to, you don't really have to be in your ticketed seat during batting practice. You have a ticket down that area. You can go anywhere during batting practice. But I understand during the game you probably should be in your ticketed seat and ticketed area, especially if there's a lot of people there. But if there's not a lot of people there, and there's like an area without any seats. And I think it's okay for him to be there, just as long as he's not getting in front of somebody's seats and trying to take the ball away from somebody. That's a no-no. To actually walk in their section area, walk in front of them and try to get a ball. But as long as they're beside them, not blocking them their opportunity to get a ball, I think it's okay. He wasn't blocking anybody's opportunity to get a ball. He was standing right next to the seats in the video where he was going for that foul ball. They could have given the ball to the guy next to him, but they chose to give it to him. Okay, in this clip,
security supervisor,
the security says he can't do autographs.
Game from signing autographs for kids. Yeah, that really happened. So, to all the kids out there watching this video that I didn't get to sign for, I'm really sorry, but I was doing my best. And
okay, so it looks like he was signing autographs in an area where that could be blocking people's views, and there's a place to do autographs and there's a place not to do autographs. If it's going to be blocking people's views, and it's probably not a good idea. He probably should have taken it to an area in the concourse to do autographs, or wait until after the game, or be in an area that you're not blocking people's views. I understand that. I understand that security probably ushers wanted to make sure that he didn't block anybody else's view of the game. So now,
really blows my mind. I mean, I can only laugh about this stuff now, but there was another usher in my section that I was chatting with a little bit on and off, and at one point when I mentioned that I was from New York, she made a disparaging remark about my family and my upbringing, which is just... Rockies, what the hell are you doing? What?
Okay, yeah, he's definitely right about that. I mean, talking about somebody's family is very disrespectful. Especially if you're a paid employee talking about somebody else's family. I know he's from New York, and I get New Yorkers are different people. But to make a remark about somebody's family and his upbringing is totally unacceptable on the Rockies' parts. And they definitely owe him an apology. I don't know if he'll ever go back to Coors Field. I mean, that would definitely offend me if somebody talking about my upbringing, about my family and upbringing.
What happened?
So now he's going to talk about the Nolan Arenado ball.
I have a story about that, but I think enough talking for out here in the parking lot. I'm going to go back inside and up to my room, and I will tell you everything about how that went down. It is ridiculous and unfortunate, to say the least. And welcome to my hotel room. You can see that I did switch hats, and this one feels much better. So, the story of the home run ball. Just to refresh your memory, ran up that tunnel, turned left into the concourse, and that is a place where fans are allowed to be during...
And he's right about that.
And this is not just my silly opinion. This is fact, confirmed to me by several friends who are season ticket holders in that section.
Which is correct.
They go to a ton of games, and they told me that they have passed back and forth during games right where that service ramp is.
Exactly.
So as far as I was concerned, I had not done anything wrong in being there and grabbing that.
And he's right about that.
But you guys know where this is going, right? Unfortunately, there were some security folks in that concourse, and they felt otherwise. According to them, I should not have been there, I should not have gotten that baseball, and they asked me to turn that ball over to them. So we huddled up in the concourse, and we talked about it for, 30 seconds or a minute. You know, time is weird when you're fired up and in the moment, but, it was a conversation. And I was holding the ball and trying to plead my case, but they just were not having it. And so I could have walked out of the stadium with the baseball if I wanted to. They weren't trying to yank it out of my hands. They weren't trying to put me in handcuffs. I could have made that decision. And the decision that I made was to give them the ball.
Okay, before we go into that, I want to say that, yeah, he's right about he was allowed in that area. And season ticket members have walked past that area millions and millions of times. And if he was not on that ramp, he was not breaking any rules. He was not on that ramp. He said he was not supposed to be on that ramp. He was in that area that he was allowed to be in. And that ball was right under that gate thing. And he grabbed that ball. Okay, he didn't cross the line. If he didn't cross the line, he's in the right to have that ball. It's his ball. He has every right to keep it. Legally, it's his once he has possession of it. Yes, he could take it to court. He could sue them for it because there's been a case where somebody got a home run ball back in the 60s and the stadium wanted it back. Stadium got it back. He took him to court. The court ruled that the stadium needed to buy the ball from him. So he could take it to court, but of course he probably doesn't want to deal with legal fees and all that. Yes, he could have walked out with the ball, and I don't know if he would have gotten banned from the stadium for a period of time or something like that. I guess he wanted to come back the next day. Well, I don't know if I would have done the same thing or if I would say, screw you guys, I'm not coming back to this place. You guys treated me like crap, and I'm out of here. I mean, they treat Adam the Woo like garbage. He had a little tripod thingy and didn't obstruct anybody's view. He used that to hold his camera. Which, let me just go through this more. I'm going to fast forward it now to the 28-minute mark.
I'm going to read you a text fired at my laptop here from a friend who goes to a ton of Rockies games and really has his finger on the pulse of what's happening at that ballpark. And we were talking about the whole security thing and the home run thing, and he said, and I quote, "The problem is they've had it out for you every time you've come here. Rules that don't apply to others get enforced on you when you come."
Interesting. So that must have been going on for a while. I guess they see his videos, and of course, I know a lot of kids probably do the same thing he does, and there's like a lot of kids doing the same thing. It's kind of like a nightmare for the ushers. I understand that, and he's kind of an influence for the kids, and they don't want the kids huddling around and in the area that's not their ticketed seats and going after baseballs. I understand that. It's probably why they don't like him. Could be. I mean, I noticed a lot of fans, more fans than ever, more younger fans than ever, hovering around the center field area, Angel Stadium, looking for a baseball. And I'm sure they probably watched him do the same thing.
They are great with just pulling rules out of their ass. So,
and he's probably right about that. They're probably going after him for a certain reason. I don't know what the reason is. Could be exactly what I explained earlier. So, I was going to go over the next video, but it looks like he removed the video for... I know he showed an usher's face on there, and I probably would have, me personally, I would have just... I respect other people's privacy, and I would have blurred the face out or put like a photo of some other, like another image of, maybe like a little head of like a police officer or something like that, just to hide his identity, to respect their privacy. I respect other people's privacy, even though they may be an asshole, but I still respect their privacy. I'm not going to go to a ballpark and expose them and show how big of an asshole they are and put them on video. I don't do that. But I think I would have done it differently than to plaster that poor usher all over the internet. And I'm probably going to blur his face out so his identity doesn't get carried on further.
And treating him channel, but here's a short clip of the incident.
Okay, in the next game he's going for a home run. This guy by the name of John, I'm going to try to hide his identity as best as I can, which he probably should have done. He probably should have hid his identity, like blur his face out or something like that. Yeah, so now poor John's all over the internet. I mean, he's trying to do his job, I understand, but there's a walkway, and he felt like he was in the right to walk around and go for the home run ball. Okay, so he was told by security to stay in his seats. So later in the video that he talked about, he was supposed to, the security told him either stay in your seat or you're going to get removed from the stadium. I don't know, I personally would have left the stadium like Adam Wu did and probably never come back for a while until they change their act. But at the same time, I know that Usher was trying to do his job, and I know that it's probably not a good idea to like plaster his face all over the internet and I respect people's privacy. I would have done it differently by maybe blurring the face or putting another image over the face of that usher. Either what I would have done was I say, you know what, sorry, I thought I'm able to walk in this walkway, be able to try to catch a home run. But if you want me to stay in my seats, I'll stay in my seats. So my ticketed area. I mean, I try to like not get an argument with the ushers or security. If I felt like I had a bad experience, I would just up and leave and get out of there and not come back. So anyways, let me know what your thoughts about the Zack Hample incident, whether he was in the right or in the wrong, or whether security was in the right or the wrong. I know they're trying to do their job at the end of the day and trying to like watch out for the fan safety. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe, hit the bell notification, like this video, share this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you soon.